Ja się odłączę. Tak, tak. No. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jakub Borkowski, and I'm from Poland. I am representing Polish Pig Breeders and Producers Association Polsus. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy to be at your event, and I'm very happy that I can talk a little bit about our PEC-US, which is Pork Quality System. And the presentation was made by me and by our director, Ms. Anna Hammermeister. Okay, the market, the pork market, is quite difficult at this moment, and we have lots of aspects that cause the problems. It's internal aspect about our some Polish stuff, of course, some problem on the European Union field, and also we have some difficulties all around the world. So the market is global. The market is huge, and everything depends on everything, I would say. So our quality system is one of the answers for our producers, for our farmers and processors and clients. It's one of the answers on the changing rules of the market. So first of all, I'm going to give you only a few words about who we are and how we work. Polsus is a self-government organization founded in 1958. So we are around for many years. And nowadays we associate regional organizations of the whole country. And we are running 13 national breeding programs for pure breeds and for crossbreeds. I will talk a little bit later about the breeds that we have in Poland. Those eight points are in those 8 points. I'm giving you the details about what we do in Polsus. Of course, the most important thing is breeding and performance value estimation of pigs. This is like the first thing. This is what we do. Of course, we're keeping herd books, registers for breeding pigs, of course, as well as computer systems for data registrations. So this is like the core of what we do. Very important for us is point 6, establishing producers groups in business connections with slaughterhouses, feed plants, and distributors. We are trying to link our farmers with then every aspect of pork production, because only this way of thinking allows us to survive. Of course, we are trying to improve breeding stock by using proper methods of animal selection, mating. Yes, we are creating new breeding programs. Of course, this is very important. So we are breeders association, and the main thing, we are breed good pigs, and we are trying to establish connections in pork business in Poland. Probably it looks more or less the same in your country as in our. About the reproduction performance, we are trying to register a number of piglets born, number of piglets weaned, number of teats, age at first farrowing, and periods between litters. About the fattening and slaughtering performance, daily gain, back fat thickness, loin height, and lean meat content. So we divide the performance on those two aspects, reproduction and the second, fattening and slaughtering performance. So In few words, this is Polsus. This is what we do in our country. And now about a little bit of modern approach to production, because I would say that it's not very difficult to produce any kind of pork. So when you produce any kind of pork, many things are not important, but the price you have in that kind of situation for the meat will also be quite low. So in this chain production from field to table, we need to, be very competitive, and we need to build some advantages to be recognized by the clients and to exist in this global market. So the PQS is one of the ways. Everything starts with high quality of the product. So the meat has to be very high quality, and all the aspects of the production, of the technology of producing pork meat must be very comprehensive, integrated, based on cooperation and loyalty. Without that, building a strong quality standard will not be possible. So all the traceability, reliability, and guarantee of voluntariness and openness, it stands in line with market needs. We know that the client wants to have something special on the table, and the PQS pork is the answer. Just short information for you to remember that PQS is just pork quality system. It's a method of production of high quality pork and cold meats. So it's a method, it's a system that involves few requirements. I'm going to show you later. Few requirements that allows us to build strong mark and to stay on the market. Do you have here we have the photograph of one of the products. So we have put label on it, so the client may choose if he wants to buy some kind of no-name pork or the PQS pork. So the product that can be, tracked from the early beginning, from the farm till the end of the shops. So the elements that every quality system, and the PQS especially, needs is specified product properties, specified methods of cultivation of production, the quality of the final product that significantly exceeds the commercial standards applicable to a given product in terms of public health, animal or plant health, animal welfare, or environmental protection. The system must be open to all producers, and the system must include applicable product specification and compliance with this specification, which is verified by public authorities or an independent control body. Of course, the system is very transparent and ensures full traceability of products. This is the basic fundamental requirements we need. The more specific things are use of animal free of the homozygous form of the recessive RYR1T stress sensitivity gene. Yes, then we need to use an appropriate pig breeds and crossbreed from plant matings. We need to divide the pigs on the maternal and paternal components. We need to slaughter them at exact body weight. It's around 120 kilograms. We need to use a well-balanced two-phase feeding. We need to eliminate some feeds out of the system in the or in the second fattening period. We need to implement a plan to reduce of the antibiotics, generally said, not to use too much antibiotics during the process, at least reduce, but the plan is to not use it at all, of course. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later. And the very important aspect is the proper pre-slaughter handling. Yeah, proper pre-slaughter handling. It's a transport time, maximum 8 hours, and it's not a subject to extensions. So 8 hours max. Every driver must be trained and he must have a knowledge how to handle our pigs. We need to ensure that traceability at the stages of breeding, rearing, transport, slaughter, cutting, and packing are, on point. Okay, so the first thing is the stress sensitivity gene. Pigs with that kind of mutation are causing the PSA meat. PSA meat is meat that is pale, soft, and executive. And those stress-sensitive animals react more strongly to the stress. It's disproportionately to the intensity of the stimulus. They reacted too much and too long for the stress compared to animals which are not that kind of sensitive animals. So we are just cutting off the animals with this RI1T mutated gene from breeding. So this is like the point one. And the heart of the system, of course, is genetics. Because as I mentioned before at the beginning, that everything starts with genes, with the quality of the meat. And you will not have a good quality of the meat from pet genetics. In Poland, for PQS system, we are using Polish large white and Polish landrace mostly as a maternal breeds. So those two breeds and the crossbreeds from those two are the mothers of the fatteners. Of course, we have also the Puławska breed, which is Polish national old breed, but it's not that common that it's used for PQS for now. As a paternal breeds, we use mostly Duroc and crossbreed Duroc with Pietren. You can't use purebred Pietren for producing the PQS pork. So the most common way is Polish large white and Polish landrace as a mother, and Duroc or crossbreed Duroc and Pietrain as a father. So this is the heart of the system, the genetics. When we slaughter the pigs around 120 kilograms, it corresponds well to the age of 5 to 7 months. And it's not a coincidence. This is the age where animals have the greatest ability to deposit protein. This is very important. Yeah, around 5 and 7 months and 120 kilograms, animals deposit protein and produce lean, high quality meat. So this is something we need to remember, and this is one of the requirements. Another one is two-phase feeding program, because it allows to maximize the genetic potential that we have in our animals. If we eliminate the fish meal in the second fattening period, and we're gonna limit the use of the corn, it will also allows us to keep the quality of the meat very high, very high. Corn meal, which is rich in pigments and large amounts of unsaturated fatty acids, can cause improper color and consistency of the lard. The lard becomes yellow and greasy. The other product, fish meal, is very expensive. This is the first thing. But if you are using through all the process of fattening, it can result in a fishy smell in the pork, which is not, allowed, and it's not accepted. The clients doesn't accept the fishy smell in pork, so we need to reduce those two in the diet in the second fattening period. The second fattening period is the last month of feeding, so no fish meal, and the proportion of corn is limited to no more than 20% of the diet. One of the most important parts of producing high quality PQS pork is the transport time. It's a maximum 8 hours, cannot be extended. Cannot be extended. Everything you do with genetics, with keeping animals on the farm, with good feeding, with good hygiene and everything, can be destroyed by bad transport. So the transport is the critical part of the system. The drivers must be well educated, and the 8 hours cannot be extended. So the quality of the meat stays very high, Of course, it is not impossible to eliminate the stress. The transport will always be very stressful for animals, and you can't eliminate this, but you can minimize the impact of the stress factors. We can do this, and we are doing it in Poland. In PQS system, 8 hours, and drivers are well educated. This is the reason why, how we can minimize the impact of stress factors. If we don't care about transport too much, then we can cause the problems with the meat. PSA, I told about it, pale, soft, and extract meat, or DFD, dark, firm, and dry meat. This is also the problems that processors will not and consumers will not accept. This is not a PQS pork. Health control is very important. Only healthy and strong organism may manifest genotype, which is the base of actual performance value of a breeding pig. Let's remember that. Biosecurity program must be, well prepared. It's not only African swine fever, it's also other diseases and other problems. So everything you do on the farm must be very, very precise, and must be, you need to keep all the things very, very precise. In PQS system, we have a program for reducing the use of antibiotics. if you need to use antibiotics in your farm, it's usually because of some problems in areas such as welfare, prevention, treatment, herd management. If the animal welfare and the basic fundamental hygiene, feed hygiene, or hygiene of your buildings, equipment, etc., is on a high level, then probably you will not need to use antibiotics. And of course, we know that antibiotics can cause problems in public health, which we do not want. So in PQS quality standard, we take care of this aspect, and we implementing the plan to reduce the use of that kind of products. So the PQS covers the individual links of the production chain: breeding, keeping on the farm, trade, slaughter, processing, distributions. All those links work together to achieve one goal. And the goal is the lean, non-greasy pork, yes, while maintaining meat quality parameters important to consumers and processors. So in PQS, the system links together all the players on the market. The benefits are pretty simple. We want to stay on the market. We want to sell pork at good price. We want to build a market, a consumers, a need. We need to build a need, a consumer need, and we need to make them look for PQS pork. This is the main goal. Of course, with all the actions, we're going to build better market organization. The connection with meat processors will be better. And all the efficiency, quality, and profitability of production means better offer for meat processors. So in last words, the PQS system offers consumers pork of consistently high physicochemical quality and enhanced ethical standards, which is very important for us. Yeah, those ethical standards, which directly affects to competitiveness of PQS pork compared to the anonymous product. Yeah, so no-name products on the market will be sold by the lower price, and we want to build trust and our market advantages by making our pork better. So thank you for your time. Thank you for invitation. I hope that I was able in those short presentation give you at least a basic information about our pork quality system. The system is very open, is very friendly, and it's mostly built on the basic veterinary law and zootechnical law. It doesn't cause much trouble to our producers. It's affordable, and yes, maybe if you have any other questions, I'm open to answer on the event, or please just shoot me an email, and I will definitely write you back. Thank you one more time.